Good morning, G-Force Friday. G-Force Friday. G is for gratitude. I believe when we really study life, that gratitude, I believe, is one of those principles. When we really understand it, it is the mortar between the bricks of our lives. It gives us a different perspective, no matter what's happening in our lives. It affects us at an emotional level, a spiritual level. And when we understand the principles of gratitude, everything in our life changes. No matter the difficulties we're going through, no matter the good things that are happening, by using gratitude and making it a practice in your life will change. And the lives around you will change because you become that light through gratitude. So G is for gratitude. It works. You know, I did some work out of the book called Gratitude Works. I encourage anybody that wants to study that principle at a deeper level to get that book, because we did some lessons on it. But today, G-Force Friday is the day that I bring in guests, and I'm really excited for the guests that I brought in today. And I met this beautiful spirit, this beautiful woman in our group, Grow Live Academy. And I believe it's probably one of the best learning environments I've ever been involved in. I've been in personal development, but this program, Grow Live Academy, not only teaches you how to present yourself and your business and your messaging, whatever it is, through life, but more importantly is the relationships that this community has put together. And Teodora Moga, who I'm going to introduce here in a second, is part of that community. She's new to the community. And when I met her and heard her story, I knew I had to have her on because her message has power, has meaning, has purpose. And without any further ado, I'm going to be bringing in my guest today. Are you ready? Put your thumbs up. Are you ready? All right, we're ready to go, Teodora. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning. It's so good to see you. Thank you so much for having me as your guest. I'm grateful because we're on the subject that I'm here, and I'm very, very excited to share with you and your audience the story of my life, my journey, and where I am right now.
Wonderful. Well, with that all said, this community of Grow Live Academy, I always try to plug Ken. I mean, he's a tremendous guy, and the people there we go. But it's more about learning how to do this, what we're doing today. It's really about how we can influence lives. And Ken goes out and brings great people in the community to help us grow. Even those that come in his mastermind on Thursday nights, but more importantly, the relationships that we find, and everybody has a beautiful story, can influence people's lives, has genius within them. And so that's the whole purpose of G-Force, is how can we influence somebody's life today? So that's our message today. But Teodora, share a little bit about yourself, and we're just going to free flow with that story, and we'll just go from there. And before we get into that, I just want to make sure that we're getting everybody out there, tagging and sharing. Turn on your notifications. Let me see. Do I have that there? There we go. Yes. Tag your friends, share this out. And we never know, the message it is given can make the difference in somebody's life. So tag and share your friends, and we are ready to go. So the stage is yours.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, I always wanted a stage, and here I am on the stage, on the spot. So the story the story of my life begins in Romania. Everybody, when I meet people and then when I come across amazing human beings, they all ask me, "Where are you from? You have an accent." And so I was born in Romania, and I come from the Communist Romania. I was born in '81, and back then we had Ceausescu, Nicolae Ceausescu's ruling, and he he was Romania was communism. Most people don't know what that means. Well, it means that everything is ratioed. Everything was. We had a card. I was growing up. I was responsible for going to get the groceries and helping my mom in the kitchen all the time. And so when I would go buy bread or flour, eggs, oil, all the necessities in the kitchen, I had to have the card with me. It had to be marked that we bought the bread for the day, and we couldn't buy bread until the following day. If we that was what we had. We're a family of 5. I have 2 older sisters. I'm the youngest, and all my family is in Romania.
Oh.
I have it's just my daughter and I here, and it was very interesting growing up and having that that you don't have the freedom. I'm here in America, and I'm free to have a good life. And that, comparing where I'm coming from to where I am now, it goes along with how grateful we have to be for the life we're living. So, going to school, I did again under communism. We didn't have TV programming. It was 2 hours program in the evening, and then during the winter, at 8 o'clock, the lights were out. Power was out. Everybody was ready to go to bed, and that's all you had. If you had more homework that we had to do after the power was out, we had the candle. I did homework through 1st to 4th grade at the light of the candle in the evening, because we had we were very fortunate. My parents they came from up in the mountains in the city when they came down, and we had a little farm with animals. So I grew up raising pigs and chickens, and I've learned how to cut the chicken when I was very young. And so we always had food, but food was ratioed from the stores.
Wow. Just what you shared there, can't take things for granted, right? And you'll talk a little bit about that as well. Your stories, seeing the contrast that of course, being born and raised an American, I do cherish. I'm grateful for the blessings that where I live. It wasn't my choice. I just was lucky in life, I guess. But you see the contrast, and I don't think people can really recognize how good we have it here, even at the lowest struggling in our society. Probably can't even compare to what you experienced. So I appreciate it. So you grew up your family had a small farmette, or what do you want to call it, and self-sustaining yourself. So I know that takes a lot of work. I'm here in Wisconsin, a lot of farmers, a lot of dairy people, and I appreciate anybody that grows up on a farm, because that's the epitome of a work ethic. I wish everybody could work on a farm in life to see how much work it takes to survive. I mean, in that. So, but why don't you share with a little bit about, so you had to study by candlelight at night growing up as a child. I know you went to college in Romania, right? So what was that about? What was that journey about? What was your passion at that time, and what did you study?
So I'm an engineer. I graduated Technical University in Romania, and honestly, I wanted to travel. I wanted to go to geography, but my father was always on my back to go to school and school. I did not have, graduating high school, I didn't have enough credits to go into where I wanted to go. And so I failed. I was not admitted. And I went home and I told my dad that I didn't pass the test and I didn't get into where I wanted to go for college. And he said some hurtful things, and he told me that I'm going to end up selling vegetables at the corner of the building because I'm not going to make it. And I didn't study enough. I wasn't strong enough. I didn't put enough effort. And so I had 2 weeks to study, and I got into the toughest university in my city. And I grew up in the university little town outside in Transylvania, outside of in northwest of the country. And so I got in. I studied math for the next 2 weeks after I didn't get where I wanted to, and I got into technical university and I became an engineer.
Wow. Can I share something with you?
Sure.
Just that, people, your dad, his intentions were all good,
Right.
but
Yes.
a lot of people would have taken that and just crumbled. It's something about you that you persevered and you were determined to make a difference for yourself. That's a great story.
Yes.
Don't let other people's opinions and hurtful thoughts or ideas hold you back. I'm that's the first time I heard that. That's a very strong personal trait about you. And I think when people see your whole story, that's sort of a thread to where you are today. So thanks for sharing that.
It stayed with me, and even in the subconscious mind, you don't think about all those little pieces of the puzzles until you bring them together, and then you realize, wait a minute, I did this, I did this, I did this. They're all the same. This is me. This is who I am, and this is what I bring to the table in life for me and my clients and everybody that I come across in life and I can help.
Yeah, that's a great thing about you. So you got into the university, and that was for the engineering.
Yes, economics engineering. And then I graduated in 2006. I was still in Romania, and I graduated. And you graduate college, and you don't know which way and what to do, and now what? So because I always wanted more. I knew that I'm designed, and my mind, my heart is always, I always wanted more. So in Romania, back in 2006, there were a lot of programs and small little agencies that would bring you to America with a work and travel visa. It was a J1. So I signed up, and I wanted to come, and honestly, I wanted more. Romania was not prepared to offer me at the time what I wanted from my life. So I came, wanted to experience, see what is America so great. You always want to go for the great, right? So I came with a contract for 1 year, and I was matched. I came as a babysitter. I was an engineer, and I came to America as a babysitter.
A babysitter?
Yes.
Like a nanny type situation?
International nanny, yes.
Okay.
So I was matched with this amazing family. It was a single mother, and she had 2 adopted daughters. The girls are adopted from Guatemala, and she was an eye doctor, single mom, and I came to help her take care of the kids. They were 3 and 5 at the time, and I was a nanny for a year, living with Marcy and the girls, and we're still a family. I'm still considered their older sister, and I'm Marcy's daughter. So it's been such a blessing to meet them, and the agency matched us. She applied for a nanny. I was in Romania applying for a job, and we were matched. And so I came in July 24th, 2006.
Okay. I have a question regarding that. So you came for you thought you were going to be here for a year. Okay. But when you talk to your folks, I'm going to go to the United States on this special program that you just described. What was their reaction? And then obviously you didn't go back, or have you gone back? And
No.
No, okay. So what, share a little bit about that, that part of
My
the story.
my father was against it. I have the same name with my dad passed away 3 years ago, but my father was not happy about it. My mother was always supportive because she knew who I am. She could tell that I'm ambitious, that I want more, that I'm strong. I was very strong willing. Growing up, if I wanted something, I got it no matter what. If I wanted, and we didn't have money, we were very poor. We had money to get by and pay bills, but not extra money. I was in middle school. I wanted this pair of jeans for the longest time, and I kept looking at them in the window of the store, and I kept asking for money, and my mom said, we can't. So then I saved the allowance until I got to wear the jeans on my body. So I always was strong on that. My dad did not like it, but he was supportive. He trusted my mom, and whatever she said was going. You know how wives are. They're the boss.
He's a smart man, a happy wife, happy life. So
Absolutely, yes. So I got to come. Like it was a fee application, and I know they struggle to help with that. But initially I came because I wanted to make more money and go back and be able to jumpstart my life. That didn't happen.
so you obviously hadn't gone back. So what's sort of, now that you're here in the States, you were a nanny. So what's the next part of your story?
Right.
What kept you here? How did that all happen? I'm really curious about how did you go from a year to 2021? What was going on? How did that happen?
So I was, it was the first time I ever left the country, and I was the first member of my family to ever leave the country. I never left my parents, my family for more than a weekend trip somewhere with school. It was the first time I left, and I landed in New York first. I came to Denver, and I was homesick. I was homesick. I missed my family so much. I was alone. The glamorous America faded, and I was very, very homesick. So Marcy, my host mother, encouraged me to go find Romanian people, and I joined this. Back then, it was I think the group was called Meet Up, where you get to join different groups, and so it was a group of Romanian people. And I joined that group, and I met this amazing, handsome, hot, smart guy that twisted my brain, and I stayed. My contract was gonna end. The year was coming up, and Marcy had to renew the contract either with me or find a different replacement, different nanny. And so she kept asking, what are your plans? We need to do the paperwork. Would you like to stay? She offered me a large amount of money, but I couldn't. My plan was set. And when I met my ex-husband today, so he was my husband. When I met him, I told him that I want to go back. I did not come to America to stay more than a year. But he said, well, you shouldn't. We should get married, and you should be my wife forever, and not go back besides on vacation. I was very much in love. We were crazy in love, and we had a beautiful marriage for a little time. And so that's
you have some children, right? You know.
Yes, Alma. I have a daughter. She's 9.
Okay.
She's 9 years old, and she was born 2011. But after I finished my contract with the babysitting with the agency, I moved. My husband was in the Army. He was a U.S. Army soldier, and I moved to Kansas where he was stationed. And I got to be there. I couldn't. It was hard. The emotional part of being on a military base had a very big impact on me, because in 1989, when the revolution in Romania happened, I was 9 years old. It was very traumatic, My father was an ambulance driver, and the revolution was real. It was a war. People were on the street. They were fighting with the army. There were a lot of guns. There was shooting. It was very, very scary. And for the longest time, I had this emotional weight on me that I never got to talk to anybody about it. I never got therapy because there's not such a thing as therapy in Romania. People are strong. You don't have emotional problems. You don't talk to anybody because you just keep going and life happens. So getting married and living on the military base and seeing tanks and guns, and it was very, very, very traumatic.
Yeah, that's PTSD, the emotional trauma of, Apaxis, so that's from my perspective and what I know, that's PTSD.
Yes.
You saw trauma at an emotional level, and you're on that military base, it triggered those emotions.
Yes, it did. And it brought back the same nightmare that I had as a child. It's so, so important to get therapy, even though we want to believe we're strong. We want to push through. We are strong. Therapy is very, very important. And I didn't know what PTSD is. I didn't even know I have it until I was there. And later growing and learning, I realized, wow. So we live on the military base. He got deployed. I was alone. I couldn't find nothing to work. Kansas is a field. So I went back to Romania a little bit, and then when he got back, he left the service. He didn't want to stay in anymore. He didn't want to renew his contract. He had different goals in life than he served, and we moved back to Denver because Colorado was where we love to be. And we bought our first home. We had Alma. Alma was born the following year, and then it all started to fall apart, and we went our separate ways. And that was another trauma that created so much emotional weight on me that I carried and didn't talk about it, and didn't open, didn't get help, didn't get therapy, and went into becoming carrying this very, I don't want to say sick body, but I had a stage 4 cancer. In 2016, I was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, and the doctor told me to take my daughter to my parents because I'm not going to make it for more than 3 months. And
surprise.
That was 5 years ago.
Yeah, and wow, that in itself, going through, being homesick, and then PTSD relating back to experience of being a child in Romania, coming to the United States, a relationship didn't work out as we would hope in life, right? And what that all does, and then being diagnosed and fighting through that, and wow, going against what the doctor said, and here you are 5 years, and I know there's still struggles in those areas, I'm sure. But so share a little bit about what got you through that, and what did you lean into? I know we got here, grateful child of God. What were some of the things that you leaned into to build hope and lean into faith that things are going to work out? What were some of the things that you built yourself around?
So my motto is I can and I am. So I can do it. I can do anything I want to do. And I am a child of God, and with God and through God, everything is possible. So when I was diagnosed, I said, I'm not done. This is not it. I cannot go anywhere. There's a bigger, greater purpose for me to be on this earth. And first and most important is my daughter. I sat down with God and I prayed, and I talked to him, and I said, you can't take me. She has nobody here. I want to cry.
Oh, that's okay. Totally. You're going to get me crying. Okay. So, and okay. So,
This
but
is
you said two things, and it's part of what I teach in my coaching is I use three words. I can. That's at fortitude, a belief system beyond all circumstances. You're not going to let the circumstances of life dictate how you're going to deal with it. I mean, because we have to deal with it. You just can't put your head in the sand.
Yes.
But that I can, just like going back, I can get into college. That's a thread. And then the most powerful word that you say is I am.
Yes.
And then you fill in the blank. And that's one of the things that when we understand, and that goes with gratitude, I am so happy and grateful now, fill in that I am is power. That is a spiritual thing that makes things happen. So those are two powerful words. I just wanted to, recognize that and how powerful those things are. And hopefully that will stimulate somebody to say, I can get through this stuff, whatever it is. Absolutely. And then I am worthy. I am capable. I am a child of God. I am deserving. Whatever you put behind it is powerful. That I am is a very powerful word. And then be grateful.
Absolutely. And the word that goes after I am in my day changes every morning based on what I need to accomplish that day. I am successful is one of them. I am grateful. I am healthy. It changes, and it just gives you so much strength. It puts you in the right state of mind. When you wake up and you say that, you're ready to go. No matter what happens and no matter what you go through that day, when you say that, I am strong and nothing will take you down. And I told myself that when I was diagnosed, when the divorce happened and Alma was 1.5, and she does not have her father is not in her life. And I was here alone with a one-year-old, no job. I was a stay-at-home mom. He was making very good money, and we didn't have to work. I took care of Alma. And when that was gone, I was scared. I was alone. I was broken. I was in the very dark place, like it was the storm. The storm was terrible. And I carry that again because I'm a stubborn Romanian. Because I know that, I'm going to do it. I just need to figure it out. I never got therapy for any of that. None. So carrying that became, transparent into the cancer cells that were in my body and over time. And so that's when I was diagnosed, I didn't have a job. Well, no, I was working for a local grocery store because after the divorce, I needed a job. And I was so blessed to find a Romanian family to take Alma into their home and be able to go to work. So I was the department manager at the local grocery store. And I was working and changing stores so I can come closer to home. I got a phone call because I had a few medical questions. I went and I got to the doctor, and the oncology called me and said, "Do you need to come in?" I was like, "Whoa, where's this coming from?" But I can and I am. I pushed through, and when they told me stage 4, take your daughter, I was like, "No, this is not it." And I made the decision to start the first chemo treatment on my birthday when I turned 35. I will always remember my birthday that year because I went in and I made that side was heavy, right?
Sure.
It was hard. It was hard. I did not tell my family. I mean, I'm sure they're going to find from YouTube and I'll get in trouble. I didn't tell them. My mother to this day does not know. I didn't want to upset them because I knew that there's no reason for them to be upset and carry that
worry.
I'm across the ocean. They're 17 hours away. There's no reason for that. I got it. I got this.
Okay. And so now you've gone through that, and where's the transition again? Because I know what you do currently,
Yes.
and we have some. This is what I think is beautiful. The universe aligns people of likeness. You know what I'm saying? And energy and thought and
Yes.
those type of things. And even my career and my background runs, as we were talking earlier today, how small this world really is in the relationships of who you know, who I know, that know.
Yes.
It's crazy. And I didn't know that until we started talking. So what do they call that? The 6 degrees of separation. We're only 6 degrees away of being tied together some way through somebody. So, but share, you're working in a grocery store, and I'm sure you're saying this is not fulfilling. I mean,
I was a department manager for the grocery store. I was running the floral department. I do have a design an eye, and I was designing flowers all day. I love people. I get energy and I thrive working with people. So having clients and customers all the time coming to me and me helping them was really, really fulfilling, and I was very happy. But the financial part of that job was not okay. Making $15, $16 an hour is not okay. I needed more. I wanted more. Again, I can do more. So I remember I was behind the counter at work, and I told the checker, one of my friends, and I said, I am going into sales. I just need to find what I'm passionate about. I'm not there yet. All my life, all I wanted to do was help people. So I knew that this was just a chapter, a stage of my life, but I wanted more. I want more. So when COVID happened, me being a cancer patient, I couldn't go to work. Everything, my doctor put me on disability. I had to stay home. Alma didn't go to school. I didn't have anything lined up for her. I couldn't leave her home alone. It's the single parent life. So I got to stay home, and I started my business. I came across this amazing opportunity to help people and educate people in the financial services and the financial part of life. And I saw, me being an immigrant and coming from Romania, Marcy gave me a credit card and I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't know, what is that? How does it work? We never had credit cards in Romania. You always work with cash, and you have cash, and if you don't have money, you don't have money, and that's it. So I realized how important financial education is in our life, and how to I got to, now I can help people, and the more people I help, the better into the financial industry. So I started my business in May of last year, and that was the transition that got me into financial services.
Wonderful. You said some things there, and as you were searching the thing that fills you, and that I'm going to make a difference in the world. I think that's what we're here for, to serve and make a difference. And the financial service arena, and my background is 20 years in that industry. Actually, it's longer than that, but in an official role, 20 years, with a passion to help people better understand how to win financially. And and if you don't mind, if I can say this, that in the United States, we have a culture of illusions. 85% of the American people are not going to be able to retire in this country.
Right.
And we're financially illiterate. They don't teach these principles. And I got my own theories, or I won't get into that. But winning with money is so important. Money says not to everything, but you know what? At the end of the month, it is everything.
Really, oxygen.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, helping people better understand how to fulfill their dreams in life, whether it be in the short term and long term, how to do that without stress. You see it all the time. Stress causes illness, right? We know that. So and money is is the number one cause of stress in our culture, and number two, it's the number one cause for chronic illness.
Yes.
Depression, and you just go right down the checklist of ailments, chronic illness. So you're going to be doing more than just help people win financially. You're going to maybe save their lives, right? So physically save their lives. But so you found your passion, educating and informing people. In financial service, I think your why is more important, what you do and how you do it, because there's so many other people doing the same thing. What's your message to people about winning with money? What is your story? What do you share with people why you do what you do? I'm throwing a curveball at you here, so.
That's okay. Everything I do and everything and every day, from helping somebody promote what they do, or helping somebody overcome a cancer diagnosis, for example. I have so many friends that are fighting because I was one of them. Or in the financial part of their life, everything I do is with my heart and from my heart to help everybody. Sitting down and with my clients at the kitchen table and going over their finances and trying to help them understand where they are and where they can be, and putting together a financial game plan for them and with them. It doesn't take much because I'm there wanting to help. So I always go with everything I do is from my heart, and everything I want is to help everybody.
All right. Do you have do you like working with single mothers because you have that story behind you, or do you work with family? Where do you feel you can have the most impact in your business?
I work with all different. Thank you, Scott. I work with all different different aspects of people's life. I do work with single parents. I work with a lot of people that are in debt, and they're trying to get out of debt, but they don't know how to. So partnering with the company and with my team, and having such a great support and great leaders in my team, we do amazing life-changing difference in our clients' life. Yes, I work with people that have money and want to invest money and want to do something with their money. I work with people that are in debt and need to get out of debt. I work with people that are in the middle and don't know how to make it to have money and make money. So everybody that I come across can be my client, and I'm here to help anybody.
And I love what you're saying. That resonates with me. That's what got me into financial service. I do have a story that behind my belief system about money. I grew up, and I think that you probably see this. I grew up with parents that grew up in the Depression era, and all I heard was lack. And you heard lack in your family, right? So many people are influenced by that story, and they resign themselves. That's going to be their destiny. And I had that story, here in the United States. We can't do it because money is for somebody else, and we're here to struggle, and we're all those crazy thoughts. You probably hear those all the time.
Yes, I hear.
How do you combat that?
All the time I hear, I don't have money. And yet there is money. You just have to look to shift your belief system and shift your mind. And instead of saying, I don't have money, say, I can make money. Money comes to me. I attract money. Like Ken is teaching us how to say every day, the thankful and grateful that money comes to me in increasing quantity from multiple sources on a continuous basis. I teach that to my clients, and they do see a difference. And
Yeah.
I tell them, you have to switch and you have to turn that wheel around to believe that you can make money, you're capable, you do have money, and it's don't stop yourself. Don't put a stop and don't put a blind, oh, well, this is all I can do. Believe it. Do more. You can do more. Anytime you can do more, you can make more.
Yeah, that's limiting beliefs, and that comes from our environments, how we were brought up, what we saw, what we heard, all the things. And such a small difference between somebody that's successful financially and people who are struggling. No matter if you're making 200 or 300,000, I got clients that were making 200 to 300,000 a year and are dead broke, and I had clients making 40 to 50,000 that are on path to becoming a net worth of $1 million. What's the difference? Not the amount of money you make. It's not the money you make.
It's your behavior.
It's your behavior and your relationship to it, and setting priorities. And so that's what I teach. And, we're in the same arena. I do financial coaching, and it's behavior before numbers.
Right.
What's your relationship with money? Can you see yourself winning? Do you believe you're worthy of? That's when a person gets to that place, then they're willing to do the hard work to draw that money. Maybe I need to start a business, or maybe I should get a part-time job, or maybe I should sell that motorcycle that's draining my pocketbook, a $30,000 motorcycle it's going to cost me about $800,000 when you do the math on it, what you lost in opportunity income, so changing those beliefs is so important. I'm going to really love working with you, as a colleague from that, any mentoring or coaching with you. I'm excited for you in that area.
So, perfect example of this, because I come from a family that always says, excuse me, we don't have money. We don't have money. We worked to survive, and my father would pick me up from high school, and we would go out to the field to work on the vegetables and grow the corn so we can have food. But I grew up with the belief that I don't have money. And so from that to being able to shift and understand, and this took a lot of coaching. Ken is amazing. There's another coach that I follow. Her name is Alina Grayson, and she did the switch in my mind for me to make me understand that my belief is going to take me where I want to go, because only I can do that. And when I realized that, and I said, I can, the shift happened.
Yeah, powerful. Yeah, like Emerson says, what you think about all day is what you become. And my statement, and I've taken that, and I've taken all these great metaphors and understanding the power of them when you recognize those words. The threads of our thought create the garments we wear. Because you can either think burlap and wear burlap clothes, which I don't think would be very comfortable, or you can think silk and wear silk. And you can apply that principle in anything in life. Your first thoughts, the thoughts that you have determine the garments you wear. So that's sort of my metaphor that get people to shift. So now you're in the financial, but May of last year. So it's been, a little over a year. And like anything new, there's a lot of trepidation and what ifs and how am I going to do this? A learning curve. I got to learn product. I got to learn this and learn that. What I used to teach my agents when I was recruiting and training agents, it's just build a relationship, care about people. The product knowledge comes, the how-tos and all that stuff. And I'm sure you got greatly. I know the organization you're with, and you can share that if you like. But I know their mentality and where their heart is. And givers gain. The more you give, the more you gain. Give without expectation. Too many people in sales and business, they don't want to give. They just want to take, I'll give you a little bit, but you better, So I see that in your heart. That's going to pay off big dividends for you. Just this short time I've known you and what you're saying. So now you're a little over a year in. What's your vision for yourself and your family? I always like to ask that question of my clients or people I'm interviewing. What's your vision? Where do you see yourself? What's the book you're writing for yourself? Your life.
I'm going to open my own agency. I am going to be vice president with the company, with Primerica. I'm going to be vice president, and I am going to have a stage for myself with a lot of people, and I'm going to change a lot of lives, both for my team, for the people that I work with, and for my clients. My vision is to never stop helping, never stop educating, never stop sharing, and never stop making a difference.
Wonderful. Vision, very powerful thing. Have that clear mental picture of the outcome you seek it will get you through the obstacles. Now, life is going to throw curveballs, right? You've already experienced all that. I've experienced, I think anybody in the audience could say, life is not fair, but it is just. It's how we respond to it, right? Do we react or do we respond? What can we learn from a circumstance? What can you learn for making poor decisions about your money? Don't let the past control your future. I got a question for you. Maybe this, we're still talking a little bit about financial service. You see people say, I can't afford it. They got maybe $20,000 or $30,000 in credit card debts and car loans and all that type of stuff. And this is a question I pose to my clients, and maybe it'll help somebody. Maybe it'll help you as well. When somebody says, I can't afford it, and you say, well, I got $25,000 in debt. I ask them this question. Is that a big number or a small number? And guess what the response is?
A big number.
It's a big number. And I said, big is creating a block for you. It's just a number.
Right.
It is just a number, because if you think it's big, you're imprinting your subconscious that you can't overcome it. Big, monster, it's a mountain. I don't know if I can ever get through it. And that's the one thing I do that shifts them to the realization it's just a number. In your relationship, a number is you can change the outcome based on what?
Your belief. Your
belief. So that's a question I always pose to my when I'm doing financial coaching, and they're stressed out over this big debt. A lot of people do have big debt, and I reposition them. Guess what they do? They kill it and they knock it out. It's no longer an issue. That's just a number. I got a game plan now, and that's where you come in, right?
So they don't know how to create a game plan. So many people, when I ask for their credit card statement, they don't understand why. But when I go and I circle the car wash that they don't use anymore, there's a monthly fee that they pay. They pay, like tanning salon bed fee. They haven't tanned in 2 years, but they're still paying. They don't look at that. We are not focused on our goal, and then we just get tangled. Everything just piles up, and we don't know how to cut it. And that's where I come in, and we sit down and we look at everything, and we're putting together a plan. And once they see it happen and they see results, it's life-changing.
Yeah. And when they believe and they get a sense of what it's going to feel like to be debt-free, what does that look like? What does that feel like? And guess what? Once they get emotionally attached to that feeling, they will stop breaking those bad habits.
Yes.
Because we are emotional creatures. We make decisions at emotional levels. How we buy our clothes, how we buy our groceries, how we buy anything is at an emotional level. And if we don't have priorities in our life, the emotions, are good or bad, are going to dictate your outcome.
Right.
Always do. The law always works. And so you're going to, make a big impact in people. Just some of the things you said there. So are you just licensed in Colorado, or do you licensed to do business outside of Colorado? Because I want to let people know how they can reach you. And so you can serve, help them, maybe guide them in that area. So I want to Where can you do business currently?
I am licensed. I'm licensed in Colorado, but I also have clients in Oregon and in California.
Okay.
But just because the company that I work with is so amazing and it's so easy to just get my license registered in different states, I really can help anybody across the U.S. It's just a matter of registering my license into the state they live in.
Okay.
But
Well, great.
I'm currently just here in Colorado and in Oregon. I have a few clients.
Okay. Wonderful. Yeah. That, as you grow and expand, your reach goes, and of course you'll meet those regulatory requirements to help people.
Yes.
But I just want to let people know that, if you're in any of those communities or in those areas, be free to reach out to her, because it's only through awareness can you accomplish what your dreams and visions for yourself and your family are. It's only through awareness. If you're not aware, you'll stay in the same place. It's only through awareness and changing your thinking and changing the circle of people you hang with. Start hanging around. If you're out there struggling, this is Tom Gintog. If you're out there struggling financially, start hanging around people that aren't struggling financially. You'll see that they think different. And when success leaves clues, and when you see the thread of success, why not replicate it? It's simple. I love Warren Buffett.
Yes.
It's something. You have a coach, right? Right? Somebody's coached you through this. This is what Warren Buffett, there's 4 things you must do to win financially in a very significant way. Number 1, make an investment in yourself. Change how you think in relationship to money. Personal development. He says this: don't go back and get another degree. Make that investment in your mind. Degrees are important. They have value, but they won't take you where you need to go, where you really want to go. Make this investment. First point. Number 2, live below your means. Number 3, get out of debt.
Right.
Number 4, save money. If you apply those 4 principles, you cannot not succeed. Why isn't that 85% of the American people will retire broke?
Because they don't believe they can.
Yeah. So hopefully those points, us collaborating together,
Yes.
because I'm on the same boat, the same ship that you're on. I've been that path. That's still my mission today, even though I'm not a licensed agent. And I sold my agency off years ago. But my passion is still to help people win. And money is the biggest thing that's holding people back. Find your passion like you've done.
I did. I think I'm so blessed to have found, found this. Somebody found me, but I found myself through this. And helping people is what I live for. Thank you, Scott.
Thanks, Scott. I appreciate you coming. Hey, tag and share out there. These are this is so important for people to know. This message, we touch one person, we've made a difference in the world. So share it out there. There's somebody out there that needs to hear this message today. So from Teodora. So, wow. I mean, we can probably talk all day about all sorts of stuff. With my background in financial coaching, my personal development, my coaching in money is behavior before numbers. If you don't change the behaviors, you'll never change the numbers long term. You can change them for 30, 90 days, but your behaviors will kick you back to where you were because you've been programmed to perform on that thinking. So any parting thoughts that you want to leave with the audience? And I'm so grateful to have you here. What a delight.
Thank
the
you.
Energy that you bring. No, seriously, there's a kindred spirit, I think, going on here. I don't know what that's all about, but you're going to make an impact in people's lives. And
that's my
there's
purpose.
nothing more gratifying. 20 years later, Tom, thank you. Thank you. If it wasn't for what you shared with, it wasn't me. If it wasn't that you brought some awareness to me, I would not be where I am today. That is the greatest, that's better than any economic reward that you ever get when you make a difference in somebody's life. So, parting thoughts.
So I want to tell you that no matter where you are right now, no matter what the struggle is, no matter how dark the storm is, no matter how many tears you shed every night, just know that you are beautiful, you are powerful, you are strong, and it's okay to ask for help.
Yes.
It's okay to say, I need help with money. It's okay to say, I need help because I can't stop crying. I need help with my business. I need help with caring for my child because I'm a single parent. I need help with somebody going out with me because all my friends are gone and something happened. It's okay to say, I need help. Excuse me. I had struggled with that for the longest time because I always thought that I'm strong. I I was powerful. I didn't need help. I didn't need anybody. I can do it. Even to this day I struggle and I always say I can do it. But I have amazing people in my circle, in my corner that tell me, "You know what? You got to quit. You got to quit being that stubborn Romanian and let me help." And so it's okay to accept the help. It doesn't mean that you're weak. It doesn't
No,
mean
it
that
doesn't.
you're not strong or you're not powerful or you're not it doesn't mean that. It just means that you are smart enough you're to accept the help and to say, I need help, I struggle with this and I need help. In fact, I'm flying to Canada today because I need help getting to the next stage in my business. And so I said, I need help, and I'm going to get together with an amazing mentor who's very dear to my heart, and he's going to help me get my business to the next level. I said, I need help. I can't, Series 26 is very hard. Series 7 is very hard. And I said, I need help. So I'm going to get on a plane at noon and I'm flying to Canada to get some help.
What I think that's in closing, those are succeeding in any area in their personal lives or in business life and everything in between. They have a community of people that are willing to support and help you. And if you don't have it, find another circle, because
yes,
successful people do want to help you. We have a misconception, well, I'm not worthy of their knowledge or their expertise. They want to help you. All you have to do is ask.
Yes. And go for it.
And just go for it.
Yes.
Great closing thought. I didn't know you're going to Canada. What part of Canada are you going to?
Toronto. I can say it otherwise. I know I'm not saying it right. I'm going to Toronto.
Toronto. Who cares? I know where Toronto is. You know.
How do you say it? You say that.
Well, I don't know. I'm Californian, Wisconsin, and a guy that can't speak English very well. Toronto.
Okay, there you go. I'm going.
I don't even know if that's correct. That's my how I say it. So I don't care.
First time in Canada, and I'm super excited. I'm going. This friend of mine, he's in our business, and his mother is in the last moments of her life. So I'm so thankful that I can take the time and go and help him a little bit, spend some time, and give him a little reason to smile and keep pushing and keep going and push through and help there. So, again, my heart is to go help him. That's where I'm going. That's the reason I'm going. I'm going because I want to help. But this is going to be, like more because I need help myself. So we're going to do that.
Have you read the book Go Giver?
I have not. No.
Put it on your list. Go Giver. I can't read the author, but just go give her. You can Google it or whatever.
I need
Yeah,
that.
Giver's Gain, that principle, but there's a whole book on it and great. Put it in percent, and it deals around gratitude as well. So I gravitate to that. Well, my friend, I consider I call you a friend now. You know that I don't take friendships lightly. Friends are people that will be there in the trenches when you ask. So anytime you want to ask anybody out there, ask Teodora. She will be glad to help you. Just ask. So
you just gave me a very good idea about Ask Teodora. That sounds great.
hey, yeah, you make it a tagline. There you go.
Yes.
The universe will deliver what you need when you need it at the right time. So I'm going to put you in the back room.
Thank you.
Great time today. And seriously, I consider you a friend. It seems like I've known you for, a long time. I mean, seriously, at a what I call kindred spirits. Okay.
You're amazing. Thank you so much for having me. I look forward to develop our friendship.
This won't be the last time, I guarantee you. I'm going to get you on one of my other programs about Elevate Your Profits. Talk more specifically about what you need to know. How about that? You want to come on board?
Yes.
When you get back from Canada, we'll talk. All right? Okay. You got it. Thanks. Hey, Scott, thanks much for your contribution. Appreciate it much. Have a great day, everybody. I'm going to put you in the back room, and I'm going to do the closing here. So there you go. Enjoy the M&Ms, okay? Awesome. That's what excites me about doing live streams is that I learn from my guest. I'm blessed. I'm grateful to have somebody with her spirit and her fortitude and her story, because it really brings a different perspective. And it's only through gratitude can you recognize the talent, the gifts in her heart from this. So I'm so grateful for today. To get a hold of Teodora, there's her website. You can schedule an appointment. You can find out more about what she does. And G-Force. I want to make an announcement for next week. Every Monday and Wednesday between 7 a.m. Central and 8 a.m., I will be getting back into the book, Principles to Understand the Power of the Subconscious, because that's the element how we operate. When you understand our thinking process, you're now in control. So we'll be getting back on the Monday and Wednesdays. And then following Friday, I've got another special guest out of the Grow Live Academy coming in, and another dynamic person. I'll make that announcement on Monday. Monday night announcement is Mark Gassert and I. Elevate Your Profits, 6:30 Central. We're bringing in guests that can help people win from mindset to the bank in principles around business. So Mark and I will be on Monday night. So join us, turn on your notifications, tag your friends. If you have any questions, you want to reach out to me, want to become a guest on our program, give me a shout. You can email me. You can schedule something on my calendar here. Everybody has something to contribute. Don't say, oh, I don't have anything to share. You do. We all have a story that can make an impact on people's life. And I love to talk to you about that. So that's how you get a hold of me. Everybody, I'm so grateful for this moment. No matter what has happened in the past, no matter what's happening currently, this very moment's the most important time of your life, because how you deal with it through thought will dictate where you go. Your first thoughts, positive or negative, will determine which direction you're driving your bus. And it's through gratitude it brings a different perspective. Everybody have a great day. We're signing out. Here we go.